Yo, what is going on, guys? And welcome back to 365 Analytics. And we are here. It is Super Bowl week in the NFL. It is NBA trade deadline week. It is Senior Bowl, post Senior Bowl week. Um, we have a lot to talk about. A lot of stuff's going on in the sports world this weekend. Stuff just happened before I hit record on this video. Stuff happened this morning. We have a lot of news to go over and to talk about. And yeah, so basically to recap everything that happened and the craziest things that happened. And that's pretty much it. If you guys enjoy, please like, subscribe. That would all be greatly appreciated. But let's start off. As you can see on the screen, the craziest move maybe I have ever seen with my since I've been a sports fan, the most surprised I've ever been about a move, the most shocked I've ever been about a move, the most bamboozled. It was Luka Doncic getting traded to the LA Lakers in exchange for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a first round pick. Maxi Kleba, also a part of the deal. Utah Jazz were also part of the deal with Jalen Hood-Schifino. But Luka Doncic is a Los Angeles Laker. Everybody in the NBA world is clowning the Dallas Mavericks general manager Nico Harrison right now about this move. This move came out about midnight Saturday night, and it set the world on fire. Shams Charania, ESPN reporter, he tweeted it out. People thought he got hacked. People thought it was fake. ESPN was blowing up. Sports Center had Stephen A. Smith and Kendrick Perkins on talk about it, and it was absolutely insane. But now, LeBron James, this might be the first time. It is the first time in LeBron James' career he hasn't been the best player on his team now. I would now say Luka Doncic is the best player on the Los Angeles Lakers. If I get people on podcasts later, we'll talk about the NBA a lot more, but I haven't really talked about the NBA much on this channel. Um, but yeah, I mean, this is crazy. This shocked the entire world. It was like this came out of absolute nowhere. No general managers were even on this. Nobody was talking about this. Not even a single rumor or inkling that Luka Doncic would be leaving the Dallas Mavericks. But here we are. Nowadays it's a business in the NBA, and you never know. You absolutely never know when you're gonna get moved or if you're gonna get moved. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Anthony Davis, the Dallas Mavericks. Obviously, the Lakers won this trade. Clearly, shouldn't be a debate here. But I do think Dallas has a good squad to go and win it this year if they want to. Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, Anthony Davis will be playing number four. He'll be playing the power forward. Daniel Gafford will be playing center. Derek Lively's out for a few months, but he'll be back come May, come playoff time. So they'll have a good squad. They'll make it far in the playoffs, and they will still be a contender in this league. I have full confidence in for this year at least. But the Lakers, it's Monday today. If they trade for a big man this week, Miles Turner potentially on the block, Mitchell Robinson potentially on the block. Who else? Clint Capella. Clint Capella's name's going up and swirling in a lot of trade talks. But yeah, this is absolutely insane, and nobody saw this coming. Luka Doncic is a Los Angeles Laker. It's just insane. Another trade in the National Basketball Association was another three-team trade. The Chicago Bulls, the Sacramento Kings, and the San Antonio Spurs. We have guys on the move left and right here. Sacramento, De'Aaron Fox on his way to San Antonio. I like the duo with Wemby. I like the pickup for the Spurs. Amazing pickup in my opinion. A nice guard trio now. Stephon Castle's there with De'Aaron Fox. Chris Paul still a veteran presence in that locker room with obviously the phenom center Victor Wembanyama, still one of the greatest coaches in NBA history, and Greg Popovich. Who knows how long he has left? Keldon Johnson, they were able to keep in this deal. So it is a great deal for San Antonio. I see them as a playoff play-in team at least this year and for years to come with the future that they have with De'Aaron Fox and Victor Wembanyama, Stephon Castle coming into his own. They are going to be a force to deal with in years to come as Victor Wembanyama develops and the Spurs get better. They're going to be winning championships left and right. They're going to be one of the perennial teams in the NBA. Give it 5 years and they'll be there. Yeah, I'm excited for their future, as well as Zach LaVine getting traded from Chicago to Sacramento in the Fox deal, as he is teaming back up with De'Aaron Fox, DeMar DeRozan. They are reunited. They are teammates again. Sacramento. I mean, Obviously, Mike Brown was fired a few months ago. It's just a new era. After the Beam team, after the team that beat the Warriors in the play-in, snuck into the playoffs, I thought Sacramento's future was as bright as it gets. But now, obviously, coach fired, De'Aaron Fox gone, and yeah, looks like a retool. Zach LaVine's still a pretty good player, but who knows what Sacramento's gonna do now? And yeah, I like the trade. I like the trade for especially San Antonio and Sacramento. At least got Zach LaVine. Chicago kind of got the short end of the stick. I mean, who'd they get? Zach Collins and all that. Kevin Herter they got. They got a bunch of role players and a bunch of mid round picks. But yeah, these two guys on the move. Another big trade in the NBA. Good move. Going over to the National Football League, one of the best defensive players in the NFL, Myles Garrett, has requested a trade out of Cleveland. He wants to win a Super Bowl. He is not focused on a rebuild in Cleveland. Obviously, one of the perennial defensive players in the NFL. Um, my opinion on this, Andrew Berry has already said that they are not trading Myles Garrett no matter the circumstances. In my opinion, they pull the trigger if they get offered 3 first-round picks, and that's the only circumstance that they pull the trigger in terms of rooting interest, I really, really hope he gets out of Cleveland because he terrorizes the Bengals every single time he plays us. But I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think Andrew Berry and the Haslam family will pull the trigger unless they get a standing, literally ground shaking offer. But I still don't think they're going to get that. But if they do trade him, Abdul Carter will be a Cleveland Brown at number 2, and you can almost put in that ticket immediately because it's going to happen if that's the case. But Myles Garrett, he wants out of Cleveland. Does he get granted that? Who knows? But interesting to watch. Something that literally just happened before I hit record on this video was Cooper Kupp was informed by the Los Angeles Rams. You can read his statement here that he will work with the Los Angeles Rams to find a trade for him. And as he says here, he doesn't agree with the decision. He wanted it to begin in LA, but he understands and he's going to work with the Rams to find a trade suitor. If you ask me, the spots that I could see him going, Pittsburgh's a big spot. Baltimore, I could seems like a very Baltimore Ravens move. Pair him with Zay Flowers would be a good spot. I could definitely see the Los Angeles Chargers. I could see the Washington Commanders. Um, I would say the Bengals if T. Higgins went out the door, but the Bengals don't make trades. I doubt that happens. But who knows? It could be a suitor. If they were a normal franchise, then they would be a suitor. But yeah, solid wide receiver. Puka Nacua is clearly the one nowadays, though, and just only a few years removed from the Triple Crown win. He'll have some suitors, he'll have some buyers, and it'll be interesting to see where he goes and what's next for him. So yeah, Cooper Kupp not gonna be an LA Ram next year. And then to finish off the video, here, in my opinion, the biggest winners of the 2025 Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama, the Reese's Senior Bowl, the 76th annual Senior Bowl. Um, yeah, here are in my opinion, the biggest winners. Savion Jones, LSU defensive lineman, stood out like no other, and TCU wide receiver Jack Besh, obviously catching the game-winning touchdown for the American team. These two stood out more than anyone, I'd say. Both tier one standouts in the game. Savion Jones was everywhere on defense, and Jack Besh obviously had a great game, had a great week in practices. It was reported, and yeah, he really stood out in the game as well. Obviously, caught the game-winning touchdown, the biggest play of the game. Savion Jones was in the backfield constantly making plays in pass rush, run stopping. He could not be stopped. Landon Jackson had a great day on the edge. He was absolutely bullying the left tackle. Miami tight end Elijah Arroyo. He was more of a standout during the week and the practices. Had a pretty big 2 point conversion catch in the game. Had made some plays in the game. More of a standout from the week. NDSU offensive lineman Gray Zabel, now potential jumping into the first round, was already projected a second rounder. Now after his performance this week, potentially jumping into the first round, had a great day during the game, had a great week, was voted unanimously the best player by all the general managers during the Senior Bowl of all the 32 NFL teams. He was the best player of the week. Toledo defensive lineman Darius Alexander, he was absolutely balling out during the game. Arian Smith made some plays from Georgia. He boosted his draft stock a little bit. Towards the end of the game, third, fourth quarter-ish, UCLA edge Femi Oladejo He made some plays off the edge, had a few sacks, had a few run stops, was all over the field. And then Iowa cornerback Sebastian Castro made some plays throughout the entire game. And in my opinion, those were the biggest winners of the game. And those were the guys who boosted their draft stock the most, as they all had great, great games. And yeah, I really enjoy the Senior Bowl. I think it's a fun event. The college all-star games are pretty good. That's like your first, there's like three phases. There's three phases of methods to boost your draft stock as a prospect. There's the Senior Bowl, which obviously happens late January, early February, as we saw. Then there's the Combine, which happens late February. I believe it starts February 27th. And then they have the pro day. Everybody has a pro day for every college, and just to show general managers what they're made of. And yeah, so those are my Senior Bowl winners, and that's gonna do it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, please like, subscribe. That'll be greatly appreciated. It's obviously Super Bowl week. I'll have my Chiefs versus Eagles picks and predictions later in the week. I don't know if it's gonna be Thursday or Friday. It's gonna be one of those days though. And then I also have an announcement on Thursday, what the future of this channel holds and what I'm gonna be doing next. I'm gonna revamp my content a little bit going into March for March Madness. Might take a bit of a break, and then just reboot my content, find ways to make it better in that during that break, and then come back during the March Madness time and get ready to go as draft season approaches, and obviously the best tournament in the world coming towards the end of March. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. If you guys enjoy, hope you did. See y'all next time.